Hello. This is a review, but also more of a speak out against this problem, because I don't get it at this point. Like, is the fucking dev who makes TDX retarded? Is he so mentally slow that he doesn't realize the most obvious glaring mechanic in the video game? That the fact that makes it unplayable? Why would I ever invest my time into a game which actively de-incentivizes me ever wanting to play it? It's so bad. Because of that, the gameplay is flawless. It's exactly what tower defense should be. Engaging and thoughtful, which is great for a tower defense game. However, the rewards do not suffice that amount of locked in you have to be to play the game. Believe it or not, people play tower defense games because they're easy and they don't take much intelligence to play. So the rewards should be high. And I'm not saying that the rewards are bad. In fact, I think they're pretty generous. If the towers costed a fourth of what they cost right now. And this is mostly a late game progression problem or mid game progression problem, because clearly the dev of the game does not understand how the fuck to make their video game willing to play and fun. Because I'm not going to play a game which is so grindy to the point to where getting a real job is better. It's a better thing to do. The main reason you're watching jailbreak gameplay and not TDX gameplay is because that shit is ass. I have 133 hours put on the screen right now, and I refuse to play anymore because the game is so fucking grindy. I'd rather just go get a job and go play something else and spend my money elsewhere. First of all, this is gonna be a huge point I'm gonna make. The game is scummy with its monetization practices in terms of tower buying. Because the game's towers are so fucking expensive to the point to where getting a real job would probably be a better use of your time if you're not a child. But children don't play TDX, because why would a child play a game which they have to put a lot of thought into? So you're making who plays this game, honestly? And sits here and wants to play this game that de-incentivizes you actually playing it, and you have better use of your time elsewhere and money. The tower pricings are ridiculous. Okay, I get it. You don't want them to purchase the towers because you want them to play the game and earn it. But the fact of the matter is, $50 for a fucking tower in a Roblox game is unfathomable. Especially to a developer who has played other video games before. I don't even know how he thinks that the pricings are fair. They're not. Yes, it's the strongest tower in the game. I'm talking about War Machine, specifically because it's a cool tower. And the pricings are way too high. And even the normal towers, like fucking Golden Juggernaut, are way too high in retrospective to actual TDX players. People who don't play the game over and over and aren't dedicated fans know that shit too grindy. I have a fucking job to work. I got school, I got work. Like, no one wants to play a game which is just grinding. Like, the entire game is grinding, and that's not fun. I'd rather not play the game and play something that is more fun, like Dying Light, which is so much more fun. I'll probably make a video on it because it's so much more fun, less grimy, and Tencent, fucking Tencent owns the company, owns the game. Tencent, that company, you know? Whole ass Tencent owns Dying Light and somehow made the game less monetized and less fucking grimy, even though they own 60% of the company. How can you make your Roblox game that grimy for one single tower? Like, that's ridiculous. Monetization practices are out of this world for things that should not be that expensive. All the Roblox pricing shouldn't be as high as they are. They should actually be fractionally cheaper. Probably a fourth of the pricings, and the gold cost should be a fourth, or if not half the pricings. At bare minimum, they should be half of what they currently are. And that's not even accounting for, like, the fucking crystal towers. May I add that he thought 450 was an acceptable amount at the start. Clearly, he wants the players to kill themselves before actually completing it. And he made it purposely hard as fuck. It was like, but isn't this supposed to be made for the in-game players? Well, no, because not everyone's an in-game player, and most people who come back to the game are at the very end of the game because they have other things to do with their lives, like not play the game because it actually disincentivizes grinding by making the towers so fucking inflated expensive because some random Joe from Guatemala owns every tower in the game and has $2 million. People who actually play the game are like casual players. I get it. Most of your fans are dedicated, but like, come on. I'm not playing that shit. And this is especially shown by the new event that he did. 30 levels. And he said, in response to the criticism of all these levels and the low amounts given for the Battle Pass, you gotta play the game. Okay, that sounds stupid, but hold up, let me cook. In the sense that these prices, this amount increases exponentially. They always have and they always will. So it's gonna remain exponential, so you have to complete even more and more. I don't want to play the same event over and over. I don't want to complete the same thing over and over for fucking $2 and a jerk off. Whoever is making this game, John Roblox, fucking, what are you doing? Have you never grinded your game? Like, getting a full-time job and working construction is probably more fulfilling than grinding TDX ever will be. And this is more of a criticism of mid to late game gameplay. I actually think that the gameplay is perfectly fine in retrospective to early game and mid game. But this is more of a late game problem. And when most of your players are dedicated late game players, they don't want to sit there and play your game all day. They don't. Truthfully, people don't want to sit there and grind for a tower. That's not fun. That's not engaging. That's monotonous. And I'd rather play a game that is easy and monotonous than a game that's hard and monotonous. If you make your game monotonous and hard, it's just fucking construction. But construction pays you a salary. You don't get paid a salary to play the tower defense game. You don't. So overall, I think this game is really ass right now. More the late game problem. This is a problem. I asked that whoever's making this game lower the prices of all towers by like a fourth. By like half, bare minimum. Maybe even 1/4. Maybe even to a fourth, 1/4 of their current cost. Because it's ridiculous to think that your average guy who plays your game and sees that the tower costs for the good towers that it actually allows you to play the new content like the Nightmare Update and any other future events, which you can't play without it, which you can't play without those towers, which you need to have the stuff for. It is so stupid to think. I don't know what he's thinking. No one wants to play this game. It's so boring to sit here. The actual game is fun. The progression is awful. This late game progression is awful, and please smooth it over. You honestly don't even need to do that much. Either increase the wards by two times bare minimum, or 4 times. 4 times is especially what you should do. If you're feeling nice, 4 times. If you're feeling regular, 2 times the rewards. Or cut the prices by half on all towers. And cut some by 1/4 because, let's be honest, I don't want to sit here playing your game like it's a full-time job. I'd rather just go get one. Which I actually am doing right now. I have an interview this Wednesday. Wish me luck. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this little rant. TDX sucks just for progression reasons, and progression is primary format in games. So, I feel like you will sub and stuff. But anyway, thanks for watching my rant.